Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz has directed the military to press on with operations in Gaza despite ongoing ceasefire negotiations. Katz stated that forces will continue advancing towards all targets using air, land and sea power to dismantle Hamas. He emphasized that the offensive is being carried out with great strength to support ground troop movements. However, slaughters and fights us will pay the full price, he said on X, warning that Hamas must either release the detainees or face destruction. Iraq and Lebanon have called for urgent action to save the people of Gaza amid ongoing Israeli assaults, condemning international silence. Speaking in Baghdad, Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed el-Sudani and Lebanese President Joseph Aoun stressed support for Lebanon's political unity, Syria's territorial integrity, and Lebanon's commitment to sovereignty and social peace. The government of Emilia-Romagna, a region in northern Italy, has announced the severance of all official ties with the Israeli government in response to the ongoing war in the Gaza Strip. The president of the Emilia-Romagna regional government called on local authorities to cut ties with the Israeli government, which he said has failed to clearly and explicitly demonstrate a willingness to end the ongoing massacres. The Gaza government media office has reported that Israeli gunfire killed at least 39 people and wounded 202 near an aid distribution center in the southern Palestinian Rafah. Another aid point near the Netzarim corridor in central Gaza saw 1 killed and 32 injured. Since May 27th, a total of 49 Palestinians have died and over 300 have been injured around the Gaza Health Foundation run aid centers in Palestinian Rafah and Netzarim. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati has emphasized the Arab Ministerial Committee's multifaceted approach to the Palestinian cause. Abdel-Ati called for an immediate halt to the bloodshed in Gaza and the release of detainees, stressing the need for increased humanitarian aid. The Egyptian Foreign Minister highlighted Egypt's intensive efforts with Qatar and the United States to stop the violence, noting that no aid trucks have entered Gaza in 80 days and condemning the starvation policy as a violation of basic human rights. Saudi Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan has criticized Israel's refusal to permit a delegation of Arab ministers to meet in the occupied West Bank, calling it a clear sign of extremism and rejection of peace. His statements came during a joint news conference with counterparts from Egypt, Jordan, and Bahrain in Amman. Earlier, Israel announced that it would not allow the planned meeting in Ramallah, the Palestinian administrative capital, to take place on Sunday. U.S. President Donald Trump's envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, has rejected Hamas' response to a U.S.-backed proposal for a temporary ceasefire as totally unacceptable after the group requested amendments to the plan. Hamas said it was willing to release 10 living detainees and hand over the bodies of 18 deceased in exchange for Palestinian detainees held in Israeli jails. However, Hamas reaffirmed demands for a permanent end to the war and the withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza, conditions Israel has consistently rejected. Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff wrote on X, "It is totally unacceptable and only takes us backward. Hamas should accept the framework proposal we put forward as the basis for proximity talks, which we can begin immediately this coming week."